everyone, Firemac here, and welcome back to the Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn through Shadowbringers recap streams. And you may have noticed I'm streaming way earlier than usual. That's because I got some things going on that's forced me to adjust my streaming schedule a bit here. We're just gonna go ahead and dive into part 5 now. A Realm Reborn. I don't know why I read that like it was a new thing. Anyway, part 5. At the end of a large-scale operation, marshalling the combined might of the three cities, the Warrior of Light emerges triumphant in the Praetorium. The Empire's stranglehold over the realm thus broken, the leaders of Eorzea declared that the 7th Astral Era has dawned. But the celebration would prove short-lived, for there can be no light without shadow. I did it again. I don't know why I always do that. I accidentally close it. Also, today's stream will be very contained. Like these streams won't be as long as I would like them to be. So we'll just try to make as much progress as we can. And you may notice small streams pop up here and there because they're usually like little pockets where I can just stream real fast. And I'm really just trying to get as much progress as I can because, you know, Endwalker is getting close. The price of principles. I may or might not be doing voices, really depends how I'm feeling because I'm still kind of waking up. Firemac, it pleases me to see you well. Hey, look, it's Tataru. Do excuse me for interrupting, Firemac. My lady, the gentleman from Ashgana Exports just left. I understand why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards that we will not be receiving any further guests this evening. Thank you, my lady. Ever since we defeated Gaius Van Belzar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where we once worked in secret with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavor to engage us more subtly. Dress it how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business update. Yeah. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the Syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Science of the Seventh Dawn, it was the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interest of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? Our Baldesian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to. Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. Yet my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you to consult the others? They are like to have their own opinions on this matter. Oh man, they really just want me to speak with everybody. Ooh, excuse me. Alright, Solo, what you got to say? Recall our meeting with the Admiral. Oh my god. Recall our meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Laminsons sent word of summoning the Titan? Then mayhap you also recall my words to our host. I said onto Merlewib that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the beastmen had justly responded. That we had been called to intervene in a conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke, in short, the truth. Wherefore did I speak it? And wherefore did I speak it? Because, owing to our allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Laminsons to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolved them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Are many dalliances? I don't know what that means. Like, I guess she means, did she just combine dally and alliance? Is that an actual word? Anyway, our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality. But the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, especially you, have powers beyond doubt. The question is, what do we do with it? You may be interested to know that there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated, if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads, Firemac. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead is far from clear. None can deny that we would benefit from more. None can deny that we would benefit more from more. None can deny that we would benefit from more support. But if it comes at the cost of our principles, neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Olda now and have done with it. I'm quite sure Ida would enjoy the bribes. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papalimo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandon your principles nice, you know? "'Tis the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with the power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations, nay, not while the beast tribes do labor unseen, defying in defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not what they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. This sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few, and our fortune so finite." Alphino? Where's Alphino? There's Alphino. The situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Firemac. Alphino. Firemac, is aught amiss? You desired counsel, and so you shall have it. Minfilia, the science of the seventh dawn must leave Ul'dah. We must do what? So long as we remain within Ul'dah territory, we will never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. Dog barking. We have demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an aetheryte? Surely you realize that they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an aetheryte. Wait, hold on, what? It's the Syndicate's the reason? I feel like I should have always known that, but so the Syndicate is the reason why they don't have an aetheryte. They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause, which is why it and other favors will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Ul'dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality isn't important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length, and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordona! Revenant's Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it is also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am of course conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Ul'dah and her people over the years, but I truly believe this to be the best course of action. Once again, going back to my point that Ul'dah is the canon starting city. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah is our home, Alphino. To cast aside everything we have built and start anew in that desolated wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to found the Path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did, that makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We are as much your family as... That'll be all, Alphino. I'm sure you have some familiar affairs which... I'm sure you have some familial affairs of your own to attend to. Your concern is most generous, but no, I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I cannot very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. Yeah, this would explain why there's like no one following him around anymore. So I don't know if you remember, there's like the two butlers or whatever they were following around Alphino and Alzay in the early around Reborn. And they had that little argument and Alzay went off. They followed Alzay. Moving on. Once again, Minfilia appears to be lost in thought. Leave, Ul'dah. Has it truly come to this? Oh, Firemac, pray attend to Alphino. He is engaged in some business or other and requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphino waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him he shall have my answer in due time. Alright, where's Alphino now? Alphino still in Vesper Bay? He is. Confound it, she knows what must be done, and still she hesitates. All because of these fanciful rumors. I should explain. Mephilia's mother, well, adoptive mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Philhaminin. Let's go with that. Was her name, though. Though you may know her better as the songstress of Olda. She was a performer of singular talent, and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Sarlian minstrel. And a certain Sarlian minstrel. Oh, he's talking about Thancred. As you imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Minfilia, too, struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Philhamenin's absence stretched for months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate, for whatever reason, the rumors have once again begun to circulate that Philhaminin is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Illud, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. It would succeed in tracking her down. I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. I don't know how to say that word. I mean to set forth for La Nocia at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gege Riju as to the veracity of these rumors. Veracity. Or it would be veracity. I don't know, I think veracity is probably right. So many words this game likes to just pull out that I've never heard of before. And it's not all technically Old English either. So we're talking to Gege Riju. Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Mikote muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's Bane, I mean, Firemac, what brings you to my humble resort? Flamin? You mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Olda? Egads, man! If I had known that, I would have changed her to my bedpost and never let her leave. That's scary. It's a scary thought, Gege Riju. I don't know. You should be allowed to be walking around. Oh, for shame! To think that she now plies her trade for the riffraff off to the west, or wherever she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say. A tragedy! West, is it? Thank you, Master Gege Riju. Your information will serve us well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I should begin my search by the docks to see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel on to Whiteport and do the same. Oh boy, I guess we're going to Whiteport. Yeah. Yeah, I actually completely forgot about Minfilia's mom. Who's this guy? Well, if it isn't Firemac, the savior of Wineport! To what do we owe the pleasure? Ah, yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but eject her from the premises, interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer, given that I could smell the woman from a mile away. I dare say he could smell her from 10. He's so friendly now. Freaking Gordon Ramsay type. Bullcrap. That's not our blind guy. This is some random dude. And you want to know if I've seen a Makote lass by the name of Flahamin? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. Poor guy. He thirsty. Oh, he hungry. Oh, he's starving. Alright. Shamani Lomani. I see you have made many great adventures since last we spoke, Firemac. You must share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago? One does not forget a perfume like that. So robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully, and then head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent. Yeah, the flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. Alright, so she's basically to the south. We're gonna find Flahamin. Flahamin? Flahamin. Flahamin. I think that's it rolls off the tongue pretty well. Flahamin. Flahamin. Alright. Bum 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 bum. There she is. Look at her, just without a care in the world. And look, a freaking Gooboo is about to just snatch her up from behind. My God. Alright, Flahamin. Yo, what's up, Flahamin? I'm in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the Gooboo's ire until it was too late. Their oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and I... Flahamin? I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ul'dah, I presume? Minfilia? Or should I say, Asilia is looking for you. Asilia? Asilia? Is that like her real name? Asilia? You are the very picture of health, milady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. The question is, why? Not everyone who endeavors to find me does so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me, more than you know, but tell me, sojourns in the forest of La Nocia aside, when exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so, do you imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we all have that which we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, say? Yay, 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 yay. Yay, 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 yay. Alright, so rumors of Flahamin's the only reason until he didn't want to move, huh? Rescued yet again from the jaws of a ravenous Gubu. How quickly we forget the lessons of the past. I wonder if that's a reference to 1.0. Huh. No, I was not solely to blame for that foolishness. Oh, excuse me. This is not at all how I envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. All things in time, Flahamin has made her peace and is ready to reunite with her adopted daughter. You say my daughter awaits us in Vestor Bay? Yes? I have kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. Ooh boy. Alright. Oh. Oh, thank the lords that actually just teleported us there. Oh. It saves us so much time. I wish all quests were like this. They just teleport us to where we needed to be. Antecedent, you have a guest. Lahamin? Or actually, would that just be Lamin? I'm not sure if the H is silent there. Guys, is the H silent? Asilia! Maybe the L's silent. Who knows? A loving embrace between mother and daughter. I haven't seen her like this in years, Firemac. It's a really long hug. The mother's got some hover hands going. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead. But what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue it you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Asilia. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Celsidia perfume? Celsidia? Yeah, Celsidia perfume. You remembered! How could I forget? You wore it all the time. If ever I lost sight of you, I could find you again, just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Firemac, however. I could have not made it without him. Yeah, it was no problem. It was no big deal. Thank you, Firemac. Thank you both. There's something else. This is the cat's eye. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. Cat's eye, that's it's a little morbid to just have around. My father was a member of the Alamigan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Ulda. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lahamin. Let's go with Lamin, because the L and H are too close together. It was Lamin who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I am no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I have failed to grasp their implications. It is clear that there is much I do not know about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerning mining. One of her first lessons to me concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. Also, I just read that and I completely left my mind. What were you talking about? She raised me. Facts or history yet if you're about you and your mother both. She was a dedicated. She really liked mining. Gotcha. So I gave it to Lamin as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Celia, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come, how much further you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could ever have hoped. You have succeeded where I failed. It made me so proud that the words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become, and at all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think that of that which you have yet to do, and of what it may entail. Celia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the science must leave Olda. Lamin. You built it once, Cecilia. You can build it again, and this time we'll do it together. Truly? Alpha Note, the time has come for the Sands to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll, as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Baldesian. Preparations begin at once. It's Baldesian. That's something I'm going to keep forgetting. She had a cat mom. Think about that. Minfilia would share with you the latest news on the Science imminent relocation, laying the foundation. It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is so much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerate efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would have never established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing, the resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they may be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, Antecedent. Really, Alphano, if I need concern myself with anything, it is surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps. I submit that Submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am! Nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. Alphinaud's just taking charge, isn't he? Adventurers Guild emissary. It is an honor and antecedent. Ugh. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphinaud, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates at Revenant's Toll hold the science of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard. We should be honored to welcome your organization. There are, of course, certain provisions which must needs be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. It does. Sir, unless I am much mistaken, you are the one known as Firemac, are you not? May I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance. Slaffborn spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper and then use it to infiltrate a Garling castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. And you shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope you will favor us with your presence again ere long. Well, it would seem your reputation precedes you, Firemac. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste, as first intended. But before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have traveled so far. There is already so much you have done for us. And for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. Yes. What a book. Good read. Good book. Ah, Firemac, were you able to get some rest? I would ask you to come with me to the Solar. Alphinaud has returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. So our idea of rest is just to sit there, far away from a book and read it. That's our idea of resting! You're here, good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for assistance in the ongoing defense of and development of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones. Yay! Yay! Silent yays. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I had come to look forward to Tataru's tales of our many guests and their many, many demands. From the waking sands to the rising stones. Passably poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it? I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, no, it would be momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans, and they have each pledged their full support, General Reborn included. Moreover, I have decided that time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that is wise, antecedent? If anything, it is a mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the Scions of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risks apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. And the people have a right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in so doing, I would show them that there is power accountable to no one, and at once to all. And what of us? We who have failed primals and faced down the Empire? To you, my fellow Scions, I would say this. Prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, great, I say, yet no greater than us, we will rise to them, as we have time, and again, united as one. I don't know why I struggled on that part. There must be some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Flahamin to teach me the basics of mining too. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alphino, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I had expressed the need to forge ties between our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Reborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road, and represent us well, Firemac. To Revenant's Toll! I think we're finally done with the Waking Sands. I was told to expect a sign, but I didn't expect it to be you. It has been far too long, Firemac. You have something for me, yes? Yes, these documents. Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? With that, we had a dozen more like you since... Since we don't, though, we'll just give you the work of a dozen men. I jest. Does he? Does he jest? Okay, now, so this post A Realm Reborn is notorious for having a crap ton of fetch quests that supposedly got reduced in an update, so I played it pre-update, so I don't know how much is different, plus the fact that I've forgotten a lot of it. This will practically be new to me. Reborn would show you around the science and soon-to-be home in Revenant's Toll. Back to do the work of a dozen men, I see. But I jest. Are you, though? Even I can appreciate that an important man such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. I do remember there was a part where I had to like go back and forth between people just bringing random stuff. But that's like typical of all of A Realm Reborn. But since you're here, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the science's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It may get a bit precautious. I think it's precautious. Precautious at times, but I imagine it'll be a good place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me and I'll show you around. Is that you, Firemac? I'm quite sorry to interrupt, but I have most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Gridania, and would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Waking Sands with all due haste. Oh, crap. Waking Sands again? Is everything quite alright, friend? I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear that this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you can rest assured that I'll see to all necessary arrangements. Pray return at any time after you've seen to I'll see to all necessary arrangements. Pray return any time after you've seen to your more pressing matters. Okay. So I gotta go back. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, man. Oh, jeez, Rick. So I guess we still have a couple trips to the Wakened Sands left in us. Now, I do think when you originally arrived there, Slaftborn would have given you a bunch of tasks. Because I do recall having to like grab meat or something from locations and have to like go to like 3 different people. And there was like more than one quest that I was fetching stuff for Slaftborn. So I don't know if I'm still gonna have to do that or what. I don't know. I don't know how much is different. A messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that Ixal have summoned Garuda again? Or mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted within the Shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. Alright, so we gotta talk to Minfilia. Are we about to do what I think we're about to do? Yeah, let's talk to Flamin. She has grown since last we spoke. She puts me to shame with her accomplishments. For that I am full glad. The nerve of some petitioners engaging us as if we were a band of common mercenaries. I should be glad to refuse them all without a second thought. Minfilia! I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. I guess we are dealing with what I think we're dealing with. I won't say. I'll let you guys find out. Thine arrival is timely. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Firemac. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Uranger says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. I had hoped the Moggles guard beyond such follies. I wonder if this is also a 1.0 reference. Man, I really wish I could play 1.0. Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Square, if you're somehow watching, let us play 1.0 story. Do some time shenanigans or flashback shenanigans. It's just I want to experience the 1.0 story somehow. Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Heulo. He awaiteth thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania. Firemac, Ida, and Papalima will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. I don't think I'll be so soon that we're doing it. Huzzah. Huzzah. A pleasure to see you as always, Firemac. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Hail to the king, Kupo. Vorsalei Helio wishes to brief you on the latest crisis in Gridania. Not long ago, the Moogle Kuplo Kop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Moogle kind, one which would imperil the entire Tweleswood if left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Moogles. The rest you should hear from Kuplo Kop himself. He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer in the Lotus Den, at the Lotus Den. Now, I was just remembering how lovely the Moogles are in this game. Okay. The other scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you? And look at all these people. Guess it's brought ill titans. I'm not gonna bother reading all that out loud. It's too many people. Please, you have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no. Firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kuplo Kop. Can you not see that he hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive this witless outburst, sister. Most grateful I am that you have come, Firemac, upon such short notice. Surely Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you're doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplo Kop has brought us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that the good King Moggle Mog 12 has, I guess I would say the 12th, I'll probably say the 12th, has returned to Eorzea. You know, the "the's" not in there, just the 12 being there kind of insinuates the 12th. I'm going to say the 12th. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. Hold on, let me see what she said, because that kind of confused me for a second. I myself cannot say if he was a genuine figure. History, okay. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. The good King Moggle Mog XII, may his glory name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all the Moogles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down, but good King Moggle Mog XII, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had hoped, you see, the longest one ever woven. He had a rope. You see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held with his subjects. This he nobly held what his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Mughals came to this land, Kupo. All of us good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens, that so Mughal kind might at last know peace. Except that he has not remained in the heavens, for what I understand, that being your reason for contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tied the ropes to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his soul ever be preserved, is a myth made manifest via akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. So he's fiction. Wait, you're saying a handful of Mughals with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard, and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why would they even try? With Garuda humbled and the ultimate weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought onto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. To you, who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Moggles Guard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. That fear had driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes come what may. I assure you the Moggles Guard only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo, verging on a lot, in fact. Like the sylphs who summon Ramu, you mean? You cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Muggles in a manner similar to that of a primal. So, okay. I had to reread some of that stuff because I read it and it just doesn't register in my mind. We share the same concern. Whatever king may be, it is our belief that he possesses a threat not only to Mughal kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus, we do beseech you, Firemac, confront good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his name ever be hailed, and drive him from our midst. Humbly, I do thank you. The sanctuary of the Moggles Guard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother E. Sumi Yan of the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. Say what? Oh, we're actually going to talk to the Conjure Guild leader. Where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Yeah, it's so far away. E Sumiyan, E Suki-san. Welcome, Firemac. That you should be the one to face good King Moggle Mog the 12th. May he ever reign in the heavens. Is of great comfort to me and to the elementals both. I'm sure you know the Moogles are not bound by their nature. I'm sure, as you know, the Moogles are not by their nature a warlike race. Yet I should be the king. Should the king be suffered to remain, it is like that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make sure whatever preparations you deem necessary, and inform me when you're ready to seek the king.